Hi everyone, so in this video we'll go over the file structure and the control flow of our application. So I'll show you how it all fits together. So first thing, let's go to my browser and I'll show you. I have the application running over here. So let's go back to our text editor, and this is the project file. So we have a couple files and folders over here. Let's go over each and every one of these. So start with public first. Inside public we have a favorite icon, and this is the icon that is being displayed over here at the top of the browser. And we have manifest.json. This is basically allows other users to have your application as a shortcut in their home screen. We have index.html. This is just a normal HTML file. The most important part in this HTML file is probably this over here, div id roots, and this is where our React component will be injected inside. So this is basically will have all our components and our React components inside over here, this div. So enough of this, let's go over the source. Inside the source we have a couple files. We have app.css. As you can see, app.css is just a normal CSS file. We also have app.js. This is a React component. So as you can see, this is how it looks like. We have app.test.js. This is normally people, developers with large applications write unit tests for their application to ensure there's no bugs or anything. So this is where you would normally write your unit tests. And we have index.css. This is a normal CSS file. We have index.jss. This is a normal JavaScript file. And we have logo SVG. This is an SVG file. And we have a register service worker. So register service worker is out of the scope of this video. It is another topic. Is basically it improves your app drastically, and also it gives you more control over your browser. Okay, so I'm going to delete some of these files because we don't need them, and I also wanted to make it easier for you guys to see the control of our application. So I'm going to delete the service worker because we don't need it. Are you sure you want to? You can. Sorry. Alright, what is this? Move to trash. We can delete index.css. Delete. What else? App.test.js, because I'm not gonna write any tests. Move to trash, and let's see what we left with. Okay, so these are the files that we left with. Alright, so let's go over index.js. Alright, so this is the file that renders our application. This is where our application starts. Okay, so I'm going to delete a couple of stuff. I'm going to delete this import register server service worker because we already deleted that file, so we probably don't need this. And also index.css because we deleted that one too. And I'm going to save, and I'm going to delete this function. This is for the service worker. We don't need it because we don't have no service worker anymore. And as you can see over here, we have import React from React and import React DOM from React DOM. Okay, and you may ask, why do we have import React and import React DOM? It's because React is a separate independent library. Basically with React you can develop for the web and also for native mobile apps. So React is independent. It works with React DOM to build web apps, or with React Native to build mobile apps. So the React DOM is for building mobile apps. It works with React. Okay, they two works together to build mobile apps. Web apps. Alright, so if we come over here, we see React DOM.render. So basically this is render our whole entire application. We see over here, before that, we see that we have import app from app. Okay, this is app.js. We normally don't say the .js in our JS files. Okay, so this is basically our component, our React component. This is our React component. We are importing over here, and we are saying React DOM.render. So we are rendering that component, and we are rendering it inside our root. So we are selecting this element by ID, and this element is, guess where? It's this one over here. We're selecting this element, and we basically injecting our React component that we imported over here inside this element, this div element. All right, so that's the basic of it. So let's go to our app.css. App.js. So this is our React component. This is how it looks like. So we're importing React over here and some other stuff. We're importing logo from logo.svg. So this is the logo SVG. It's basically just a normal SVG file. And we're importing app.css. We're importing this CSS file. And you may have some question about this. You may ask, how are we importing some files into JavaScript, our JavaScript file? How are we importing CSS into JavaScript file? And that is because in React we just import files like this, and that is possible with the help of Webpack in Babel. Okay, that is all possible with Webpack. We can do that. We can configure Webpack to do that for us. Basically, import our files and convert them, transpile them with Babel, and make them JavaScript. Okay, so moving on, let's go over how this works over here. So we have a class component. So in React we have two kind of components. In React we have a stateful component and a stateless component. A stateful component is a component with a state and lifecycle methods, and a stateless component is just a normal functional component. Okay, so over here we have this syntax like HTML syntax. This is called JSX syntax. Okay, this is just like HTML but a little different. They have little tweaks and stuff over here, but it's just like HTML. We have a div over here. We have the closing tag of the div, and header, and the closing tag of the header. In JSX, every tag has to have a closing tag. If you have a tag that is self-closing, you have to close it with the slash. Okay, so if you have let's say for example an image tag, you have to close it with the hash. Okay, so I know that in HTML you can just not close it like this. You just you can permit this and leave it like this, but in JSX you have to do this. Okay, otherwise it'll show an error. Okay, and this is just like normal HTML. We have a couple stuff over here. We have class name. This is basically stands for class, because in React class is a reserved keyword, because we're using it over here to make a class component, so we cannot use it over here, otherwise it'll mess up a lot of stuff. It'll throw React. And what else? I think that's all I needed to cover in this video. I'll just cover one more thing. I'll show you that this is the same component, that is being rendered to the browser right here. So if I edit anything in here, if I say hello world and save and go to the browser, you can see that this is changed. Okay, so it is the same exact component that we are displaying to the DOM. We are importing it inside our index.js, and we are rendering it, injecting it inside our HTML, and which is inside over here, and we displaying it to the DOM. Alright, so in the next video I'll go over this JSX syntax, and we will find out how it all works. Okay, so for now, I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video.